Well, hello everyone. Welcome to P.B.M. Vending. Today's collection day. Now, I've spent a lot of years in sales, whether it was insurance or DSD or whatever I did. And one of the things that I learned throughout the years is whenever you go into a business, it's not about getting one thing done. It's about how much can you get done in each place you go in. As an example, when I was selling insurance, my philosophy was if I could walk in cold to a house and sell them a life insurance policy because they trusted me, then I should be able to sell an annuity. If you can sell one, you should be able to sell two because they trust you. So I've had that philosophy throughout. So today was collection day, and I thought, you know what, I could train a monkey to go collect the money. But I wanted to have some different things to do. So the first stop I go to is a little, well, it's a chain, and I don't know how big they are. It's called Pie's the Limit. And anyway, my first stop, there's a sign on the door that says we are closing June 15th permanently. That's tomorrow. Okay? I had no idea. There was a lot of other vending machines in this place. I just happened to get there, and it was in the morning, and I banged on the door, and I just happened to catch the manager there. And I said, "Hey, that's my machine. Can I get my machine?" "Sure." And so I said, I'm sorry to see you guys leave. And he says, "Well, we've still got our one over on the other side of town. So next week when I do the other half of the route, I'm going to stop in there and see if I can get my machine placed in there." Second stop I went to was the one I just did a video on, my 50-cent gumball experiment. Huge success. Good collection day. Now, I picked up one machine at Pie's the Limit, okay? And I thought, well, now if there's a machine that goes bad somewhere, I've got a replacement. So I went into another stop, and she complained about the candy. Rightfully so, because it was cracking, but it wasn't my fault, and it's not old candy. It's because where they've got me, it gets really warm because they leave the doors open. I get it, they're trying to let everybody know that they're open during the close down, but still the candy's getting warm and it's cracking the shell. But anyway, so I just happened to swap those machines out without losing a day's sale, so that was good. Now, I did a video not too long ago about the GE General Electric 10% rule. And that rule was every year General Electric would lay off 10% of their workforce. Each department head had to pick the worst 10% in their department and get rid of them. And then GE would hire new people to replace them. And if you think about it, that makes great logical sense, because you're getting rid of dead wood. So let's say you have 10 people, you fire the worst performing employee, if it works that way and politics doesn't enter into it, which of course we know it does, but the concept is still sound. So you fire the dead wood, you hire somebody else. Best thing for the company is they are not dead wood, and next year you get rid of the next dead wood, and so on and so forth. So I was debating back and forth about what I wanted to do, and I wanted to, but I really wanted to give it a year, and I guess it has been, it's close to a year. But I had a specific stop, and it was my worst stop, and so I decided if I go in there and there's just a modicum of money in there, I'm not going to fool with it this time. I'll just let it stay. And I walked in. They had my machine where the candy comes out and you put the coin in, facing the wall. So a customer couldn't, so I undid the coin drawer. There wasn't even $1 in there. And it's been a month and a half. And I thought, well, this is a no-brainer. So I just picked the machine up and put it in my car. And the owner comes out and says, you take a candy? I said, yeah, I'm taking the candy machine. And she said, oh, okay. She knew. So now I have two machines, which one of the problems I was having, I had a big run on machines in the last month, and I didn't have any single machines to put out. I come home, I now have two machines I can put out in different places that will perform, because the one is closing, so that one would have been no good, and I did get the machine, and the other one, there was a buck for a month and a half, so no loss there. So good thing. I went into another hotel, a different one, and they had done really good, but they placed me very well, and I knew that, and we still did very well there. And so I told the guy, I said, you know, my business philosophy on these machines has always been bring in a single head. If the traffic does well, bring in a triple head. I said, and I can do that for you because you did very well. And he said, okay, how about we sit it over there? I said, well, I don't have one with me today, but I will bring it in and I'll sit it over there. Now, in my mind, I was thinking I was going to replace the single with the triple. But that's not what he was thinking. He was thinking, keep the single, add the triple, because he moved the triple to the other side of the room. And so I thought, okay. So I told him, as I was leaving, just to make sure that we were on the same page, I said, now, I'm not going to wait till the next collection. As soon as I get the machine set up, it'll be a week or two, but I'll bring it in and I'll set it over there. And we talked about some details. He said, yeah, that's fine. So we placed an additional triple head machine. Now, we did 8 stops. Now there was 2 stops that I couldn't get into. Okay? I had 8 stops total that I was going to go to. I couldn't get into 2 of them, and one of them was a big account. So, but out of the 6 businesses that I was able to get into, we collected, well, plus I picked up 3 abandoned machines that had $40 total, and earlier in the month we had a broken machine I had to go and I collected from that one. So the 6 today plus those 2 oddities. So for 8 stops this month, we've got $176. So it's a little over $20 a machine, which, as I understand, is a national average. Now, next week, I'm going to do the second half of the route, and there's 12 stops on that route. Now, in addition to the 2 I couldn't get into this week. Now, 8 of those stops that I'm going to do next week is part of a route that I bought from a guy. I have no idea what to expect. So we're going to have 8 brand new stops that we're going to do next week. Plus 2 I couldn't get into this week. Plus 2 new stops that I just added in the next couple of weeks. I don't expect anything from that. So next, and I've never even been to any of these other stops. So next week's going to be a long week, long collection day. But we'll do another video, let you know what happened. So when you're out and about collecting, try to do more than just collect the money. And remember this, a monkey can be trained to collect. If you want to grow and you want to make money, you have to learn to sell, sell, sell. I got a triple head added this time, and I pulled my worst doggy machine, and I saved a machine just by pure providence being in the right place at the right time. And I have 2 single head machines that I didn't have this morning that now I can place. And that'll put off having to buy more machines for another month. So there you go, collection day. One of these days I want to figure out how to take video on my phone, and I can know how to do that, but I don't know how to get it from my phone to my computer. When I figure that out, then I'm going to start taking video when I do my stops, just so the background changes. So, but anyway, wanted to bring you up to speed on collection day, and there you go. You guys have a great week, and happy vending.